financial abuse for all of them is probably the worst. Because there's no way they can make money without him. He has them locked in.
Here is the autopsy report. A bottle of zolpidem tartrate. Now, I looked this up, and according to the internet, that's Ambien, which is like a sleep aid, a prescription strength sleeping medicine. This was found at her death scene, but it was not prescribed to Kim Porter. Who was it prescribed to then? Hopefully not Frank Black.
Christian, under scrutiny. Quincy, being mocked and scorned. The girls now being implicated into home in the essay with their father by a girl who worked the white parties. Like, this is a lot. And they didn't choose it. They were born into this. I don't think anybody's paying attention to that. The choice to that guy. If that man calls and say, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, what else are they going to do? They gotta bet on him. I'm sure they're all praying he makes it, because if not, what are they going to do? And they definitely can't count on Grandma Janice.
Didn't know that your wife got urinated on and then found this out in court.
That's a lot.
Could you handle that?
But let me tell you, not only because he had left, he was in the back of the court and then he went, I think they took up to like a back room, but the girl, all the Diddy kids are there, right? So his daughters are there. I was sitting behind them. It was awkward for me to watch them have to listen to all of this. After he started, the male Esther started getting into a lot of the masturbation and stuff, they got up and left.
Who told him to leave? Did Diddy say leave or?
No, Diddy didn't tell them to leave. I don't know if there was a conversation or not. I looked up from writing and I saw them get up. So I don't know, but I know that they were like checking on each other throughout. I saw them ask like Christian at one point, like, you okay? Cause
I need to know, do you think that Diddy killed Kim Porter?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because of all the videotapes, because of the book, because of all the people she gave copies of her book to, or at least chapters, because of everything that she had on him, because of the tape that she used to blackmail him into a relationship and into a raise of him being sodomized by Andre Harrell. And I am not saying that allegedly, because I heard her and Kim Yor talking about it in the booth of the bathroom while snorting cocaine at the Kit Kat Club.
Hey,
Pierce.
Listen, like I said, Jay-Z and Beyonce are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know. I'm just being honest with you.
You're perfectly entitled to your views, obviously. Kim Porter,
yes.
A new book claims that Diddy may have been involved in her early death. What do you think of that?
I think people should really look into that more. I am friends with Albie Shore. I love him. I love his children. I knew Kim. We used to all hang out together at the Kit Kat Club back in the mid-90s when Diddy was first starting his reign.
My ex-wife she was a model in New York, and like she was really good friends with Kim Porter, who was Diddy's wife. The one who died at 47 from pneumonia. She was really afraid of him, and
Really?
Yeah, like this goes back years, and so and she was having these conversations with my ex.
Diddy's twin daughters just flipped the script, and the courtroom has never been more stunned. These were the last two people anyone expected to turn on him. Jesse and Delilah Combs, once seen by the world as the innocent faces of Diddy's carefully constructed image, are now set to testify against their own father in federal court. This betrayal hits deeper than any other, and what they're about to reveal, it could bring the entire empire down faster than anyone imagined. Diddy's legal team never saw it coming. For months, they paraded family loyalty in front of the cameras, using images of Jesse and Delilah at his side as a shield from scandal. But behind the scenes, a storm was brewing. According to court insiders, federal prosecutors approached the girls with evidence, footage, text, and testimony that painted a horrifying picture. And instead of staying silent, the daughters chose to speak up. Sources say the twins witnessed behavior at home that matched what other victims described: late-night parties, strange guests, unspoken rules, and moments that didn't make sense until now. Investigators believe Jesse and Delilah can corroborate key details about Diddy's whereabouts during critical time frames and possibly even identify people tied to the now infamous Code Red gatherings. Their testimony won't just validate the stories of dozens of survivors, it will blow a hole straight through Diddy's defense. Diddy, who once claimed he was a family man, now faces the harshest truth of all. Even his daughters know the truth. This is no longer a case of friends turning. This is blood. These are the girls he raised, and yet they're walking into court heads high, prepared to reveal what they saw. Federal documents confirm that both Jesse and Delilah have been placed under protective custody pending the trial. Inside sources say the twins' decision came after months of emotional struggle. For years, they defended their father publicly, but privately they began asking questions. Why were certain rooms in their house off limits? Why did guests sign NDAs? Why did their mother, Kim Porter, express concern before her tragic and sudden death? And why, after everything, did Diddy always seem so afraid of what the public might find out? When investigators showed the girls archived footage and phone records, everything clicked. What they had brushed off as normal celebrity life was, in fact, a tightly controlled operation of manipulation and secrecy. Prosecutors believed the girls were unwitting witnesses to key cover-ups, and now, as they begin to understand the scope of what happened, they're done protecting the lie. The moment the subpoena was filed, Diddy's courtroom strategy collapsed. His team rushed to file emergency motions, trying to block the girls' statements, but the judge wasn't having it. The law's clear: if they have knowledge relevant to the case, they must testify, and what they know could dismantle everything Diddy built. For example, one twin is reportedly prepared to testify about overhearing Diddy instruct a staff member to destroy a hard drive following a federal inquiry. Another is expected to share details about a private island trip where she saw multiple adults, some later revealed to be plaintiffs, being taken into restricted zones while staff kept the girls distracted with fun activities. Prosecutors call this the most important familial testimony since the trial began. Why? Because it shows that Diddy couldn't even hide the truth from his own household. The image he projected to the world was fake. The devoted dad act was a calculated PR strategy. But his daughters saw through it, and now they're becoming the prosecution's secret weapon. This development sent shockwaves through the courtroom. Reporters swarmed the courthouse steps. Lawyers went silent. And Diddy, he froze. Gone was the cocky smile, the designer suit swagger. He looked cornered, trapped in a narrative he can no longer spin. When he was told his own daughters had agreed to testify, one courtroom witness said he turned pale, whispered something to his lawyer, and didn't speak again for the rest of the day. Backlash was instant. Sponsors bailed. Social media lit up with the news. And most importantly, other insiders came forward. Several former assistants and staffers who once stayed silent now feel empowered to speak. Why? Because if the daughters are talking, what excuse does anyone else have? Meanwhile, inside the courtroom, preparations are underway for their appearance. The judge has scheduled a special closed-door session to protect their identities from public exposure, but the content of their testimony will be entered into the record. And when that moment comes, Diddy's legacy will unravel on live display. Their statements are expected to detail patterns of manipulation, threats, and coded language used around the house to keep everyone in line. For example, the word panda was allegedly used to signal adult guests to move to secure rooms. One daughter reportedly found a document labeled loyalty agreements in a locked drawer, now being reviewed by the FBI. This trial is no longer about he said, she said. It's about fact versus fiction. And the fiction Diddy built is falling apart at the hands of his own children. Jesse and Delilah were never supposed to be involved. They were the human shields, the emotional leverage, but Diddy underestimated them. He forgot that truth runs deeper than blood, and sometimes your own family is the one that finally sets it free. So where does this leave Diddy now? Alone, broken, exposed. His team is fractured, his influence is dead, his daughters are speaking, and the court is listening. What comes next is nothing short of total collapse. His music deals, gone, brand partnerships, terminated, legal immunity, non-existent. And Jesse and Delilah, they're no longer the scared girls standing behind their father's image. They're key witnesses in one of the most explosive criminal trials in Hollywood history. Their testimony might be the final nail in the coffin of a man who thought he could silence everyone, but forgot the two people who knew him best. Because in the end, the ones closest to you see the most. And this time, they chose truth over legacy. Family doesn't always mean protection. Sometimes it means accountability. And Diddy is about to learn that the hard way.